Welcome to Mr. Grimm's Realm of the Unseen. I'm Mr. Grimm, your guide to the supernatural and the spine-chilling. If you crave thrills and mysteries, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe and join me as we explore the darkest corners of the unknown. Are you ready to face your fears? The Glenmore Lodge. Nestled deep within the Scottish Highlands, Glenmore Lodge had always been a destination I dreamed of visiting. The stone walls and timber beams of the lodge exuded warmth, contrasting sharply with the biting cold outside. As my family and I arrived, I could feel the excitement buzzing through me. Little did I know, the lodge held secrets waiting to be uncovered. When we stepped inside, the scent of pine and wood smoke wrapped around me like a comforting blanket. My younger sister Emily barely contained her enthusiasm as she darted from room to room. Our parents, Mark and Linda, were eager to relax after a long year, while my teenage mind rolled at the prospect of cozy nights by the fire. "Enjoy your stay," said Agnes, the elderly receptionist, her smile hinting at untold stories. "But mind the shadows. They have a way of lingering here." I exchanged a puzzled glance with Emily, but shrugged it off. After unpacking, we ventured outside into the wintry wonderland, throwing snowballs and building snowmen. Emily's laughter echoed through the crisp air, but I couldn't shake a growing sense of unease. That night, as I tried to sleep, the lodge creaked ominously. I awoke to whispers drifting through the dark, the words just out of reach. I dismissed them as figments of my imagination, but the unsettling feeling lingered. The next morning, while the rest of the family was still asleep, I decided to explore the lodge. I found myself drawn to the library, a room I had yet to visit. The door creaked as I opened it, and a chill enveloped me. The dimly lit space was filled with dusty books and a large ornate mirror hanging on the wall. Approaching the mirror, I felt a strange compulsion. Just as I reached out to touch its frame, a cold gust of wind swept through the room, snuffing out the flickering candlelight. My heart raced, and I backed away, but not before catching a glimpse of something moving in the glass, a fleeting shadow that vanished when I turned around. Shaken, I returned to my room, where my family was just waking up. I hesitated to tell them about my experience, not wanting to worry them unnecessarily. As the days passed, the strange occurrences intensified. Objects moved inexplicably, and the whispers grew louder at night. I felt a strange connection to the spirit haunting the lodge, a pull that drew me deeper into its mystery. Determined to uncover the truth, I began researching the lodge's history. One afternoon, while exploring the attic, I discovered an old trunk. Inside lay letters, photographs, and a journal belonging to a woman named Clara, a guest at the lodge decades ago. I couldn't believe my eyes as I read through her entries. Clara had come to the lodge with her fiancé, Edward, but he vanished during their stay. Her letters were filled with despair as she searched for him, growing increasingly fearful that something terrible had happened. The last entry sent chills down my spine. Clara wrote about hearing whispers and seeing shadows, much like my own experiences. It was as if her spirit remained trapped in the lodge, desperately seeking closure. Excited by my discovery, I shared it with Emily, who was equally intrigued. Together, we delved into Clara and Edward's story, uncovering the tragic love that had unfolded within these walls. Our parents were skeptical, but eventually agreed to help us search for more information. The following day, we visited a local library in a nearby village. We pored over old records, newspaper articles, and local histories, learning that Edward had gone missing during a snowstorm. The searches conducted turned up nothing, and whispers of his ghost wandering the mountains had circulated in the years since. That evening, we gathered in the lodge's library once more. The atmosphere felt charged, thick with anticipation. We lit candles and formed a circle, holding hands. I spoke Clara's name, inviting her to join us. "Clara," I said softly, "we're here to help you find Edward. Please show us how." The room grew colder and the whispers intensified. Suddenly the mirror shimmered and a figure emerged, a woman in a flowing dress, her face etched with sorrow. It was Clara. "Help me," she pleaded, her voice echoing around us. "He is lost. I cannot find him." Feeling a rush of determination, I replied, "We will help you. Tell us what to do." Clara pointed toward the mountains, her gaze filled with longing. "He is near. I feel it. But the storm has hidden him from me." With Clara's guidance, we made plans to search the mountains at first light. A mixture of fear and excitement coursed through me. We were about to embark on a journey that could change everything. The next morning, bundled in warm clothes and equipped with flashlights and a map, we set out into the snowy landscape. The beauty of the highlands took my breath away, but the weight of our mission loomed large in my mind. As we hiked, I felt Clara's presence guiding us, urging me onward. After hours of searching, we reached a secluded area nestled between two towering peaks. It was eerily quiet, save for the wind and our breath. "Clara, where are you?" I called, scanning the surroundings. Suddenly, a gust of wind swirled through the clearing, stirring the snow around us. The whispers returned, louder than ever. I felt the spirit of Clara guiding me, her energy palpable in the air. Then Jake spotted something half buried in the snow. "Over here," he shouted, digging through the white blanket. As we cleared the snow, we uncovered a weathered backpack. Inside were personal belongings, a pocket watch, a faded photograph of Clara and Edward, and a journal. Recognizing the watch from Clara's letters sent shivers down my spine. This was Edward's. My hands trembled as I opened the journal, its pages yellowed and fragile. Edward wrote about the storm and his fears of losing Clara. His determination to find a way back to her was palpable. "Clara," I shouted, looking into the swirling snow. "We found him." As if in response, the winds calmed and a soft glow enveloped the area. Clara's spirit appeared, radiant and filled with hope. "You found him," she exclaimed, tears of joy streaming down her ethereal face. "Thank you." I held out the items, and Clara reached for them, her fingers passing through the objects. "I have waited so long," she whispered. "I can finally let go." In that moment, the snow began to fall gently, wrapping the clearing in a blanket of peace. Clara turned to me, a smile breaking through her sadness. "You have freed me. I will always be grateful." As Clara's spirit began to fade, warmth filled the air, dispelling the cold that had haunted the lodge. "Thank you," she breathed,